to Race Versus coverage of the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series penultimate round from a northwestern Connecticut at Lime Rock Park road course, as we are getting ready to get on for qualifying here soon. About 2 minutes left in the opening practice session. As you see, top of the board is Andrew Payne with a 50.4 around this 1.5 mile road course. We'll talk more about the configuration here in a little bit. This should be an exciting night. It also should be a pretty quick night too, because only local cautions, no full course. So you're going to see a lot of green flag racing. About 1:45 left here in the opening practice. Currently coming through the turn 6 and 7 complex of this road course is currently Payne onto the front stretch. As the Sam Posey Straight, poet laureate of auto racing. I didn't give him that title. No. He annoyed the hell out of me when we watched Indy 500 coverage on ABC. He and Bobby Unser always got in the argument, so it's hilarious. Currently coming through the S's and the right-hander. Back onto the no-name straight. Hit turn 5 where they go uphill, where the car at the crest here gets really light. And you see that car wiggle right there. The car gets really light at the crest of the hill. Then they come in, that's the back straight right there, that's what they call it. Then turn 6. This is what they call the downhill, and the turn 7. Seconds left here in practice. All sorts of camera views for you to take a look from for this picturesque, one of the staple road courses in North America. Track records, PJ Jones back in the 90s in a Toyota GTP. And it was 93. It was a Toyota Mark III GTP at a 43.112. So these guys are really not that far off the track record. That is it. As you see the car get light there at the crest of the hill, we'll see that all night long. We're getting ready to go qualifying. So we got 5-minute qualifying period getting ready to start here. While the Super Late Model Series for real has not ever run here, the closest that we have seen Super Late Models would be the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East and the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, as well as Trans Am back in the 60s and 70s, as they all raced here. Currently watching Andrew Payne here. That's a flying green, flying lap right there for a green. We're also seeing Dan Parmalee here as he's going through the turn 1 complex, getting down to the rumble strips. Cars will be all over those tonight. These cars produce an extreme amount of downforce for this track. I went out there and ran some recon laps myself, and was relatively in, I would have been firmly in the mid-pack in this group, maybe in the upper third, depending on how everyone's going to qualify here. I suspect we'll probably see a 50 or a 49 on the pole. Normally coming into the last group of turns here before heading downhill. There's James Polsky, I believe in his first race here at the series, down the main straight. Across the start-finish line, we'll start picking up some times here. Payne, Parmalee, Polsky, 1, 2, 3, Fleury is now P4. there, Seth Harrelson. There's Nick Fleury. Nick Fleury, fresh off a P2 at the IndyCar race, a TI IndyCar Series event at Michigan that's closing out the season. Will not be returning to the series, but he has definitely left the series on a high note with a podium finish there. So congrats to him. Way to go out. Oh, and there's Action Jackson starting to get a little loose there, coming to the downhill portion. Here is your points leader, Brett the Jet. Here's Mike Witt, still sporting the throwback. Brett the Jet apparently is happy with his lap. He is pulling it off to the runoff area, and he is DUN. Oh, there's Harrelson getting off there into the S's, or just before the S's. There you go, razor thin at the top. Cottle just clocks in with a 50.645 compared to Payne's 50.648. Take a look at that gap. That will give you an idea of there you go, 0.002. Very tight pit road here. There will be at least one pit stop. Whether or not they will decide to cut the race in half, or they will do it's 35 laps, so they'll do like an 18-17 or something like that. I don't know. We're looking at Nathan Henry with the Valpro livery. I believe through my reconnaissance laps that the window to make it to the finish actually opens at about lap 5. Of course, these guys will have, I believe, one set of tires changed during the race. I believe during their next event, which is 2 weeks from now, when they close out the season at Nashville, and we'll have a better idea of who's still alive in the points championship with some scenarios and everything, probably next 2 weeks from now. But they'll get an extra set of tires for that event. You're clicking down here, 10 seconds left in qualifications. Cottle, Payne, Hahn, Lewis, Harrelson, Rogers, Parmalee, Payton, Papanow, Fleury, your top 10. Lemieux, Polsky, Cox, Witt, Gandy, Hendry, Gut, Hahn, and Demeester are your remainder of the field. A couple did not take time. That's fine. As we're getting ready to line up now for the first of 2 heat races. 4 laps, I believe, is what we're going to have. This will decide who is, how they will line up for the feature, 35-lap feature. Again, if there are any caution laps, they don't count, but I believe we are going to see pretty much all green flag racing here. They are lining up. They will be doing a long pace lap. Again, want to play strategy here. It might not be a bad idea in the feature to actually start from the pits and save on the fuel. Maybe get a little bit longer run out of the first stint if you decide that you want to go split it in half. Although, like I was getting ready to say, your window is going to open up about 5 or 6 laps. Typically, how it goes in road course racing is that you basically take your final lap and you start counting backwards. So instead of starting tallying your race at lap 1 and 2 and 3 and going from there, basically you start counting down from lap 35 down to 1. So when that window opens, that you know that you immediately pull in, make that pit stop, get on the fresh rubber, top off the tanks if you need to, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be more of a topping off the tanks thing. I do think the fields are going to get pretty strung out. We'll see. All things considered, this is a lot of these guys. Some of these guys are seasoned road course racers. Some of them have not done hardly any road course racing at all. So this will be interesting, but if it gets pretty strung out, new tires might not make too much of a difference. So we'll see how the strategies pan out as they are continuing to grid up here for the first of 2 heat races. 4 laps around these This is actually 1.53, I believe is what they're actually tallying it up as. Although I think after it's been remeasured, it's 1.5 flat. Like the Meester is going to request an EOL to go to the back there to start this first of 2 heat races. We'll get the cameras to follow around. Nathan Goot and that SRT, nice looking number 5 livery there, shiny, going to the rear. Here's your point leader, Brett the Jet. We will look at the point situation when we get to the 5-minute warm-up period between the 2 heat races and the feature. So Skip Gandy and Drew Cox are going to be starting on the front row for this, as they are going through the uphill portion right here, where the car will get really light. Downhill portion right here underneath the Haggerty sign. Pretty fast sweeping right-hander right here. They can hit this pretty good. Clip that corner, give himself a little bit extra room, and then also they have the rumble strips on exit. Pace car is off the track. We are under the command of the pole sitters. Right away, Gandy is on it. Green flag, and we are racing here at Lime Rock Park. Field looks like they're pretty much through 1 and 2, 3. Pretty good looking so far as they're going through the S's. Down the no-name straights with a little bit of a kink there. Coming to turn 5, into the uphill. This is where we're going to see a lot of cars get light. Oh, we got a, looks like we have Harrelson possibly spun off in the back there. Let's go back to take a look. Yes, he is crumpled up, but he is back under power. Just see the viewing mounds in the background. A lot of altitude changes here. A lot of different areas where you can get a view of the track. Going down the back straight again, coming into turn 5. Up the hill again, where the cars get really light there. Track has a number of different configurations, as you see there. There's one of the many of chicanes that they use. There's Gandy using that inside curb to help himself rotate the car around. Let's go back a little bit further. Brett Hahn was making a move. There he is, right there. He was making a move on the 10 of Eric Papanow. Papanow off into the grass, trying to recover. Takes a lot of patience. These tires, of course, are slicks, and needs to rejoin safely. He gets back on, does not get in the way of the Meester there, and he's back underway. Brett looking underneath, going to get to the bumper there of Drew Cox. Getting ready to come to the white flag. Here comes Brett. He has the position. Now he sets sail for Gandy going into turn 1. Gandy's got a pretty decent lead still as he goes through big bends 1 and 2. Into the left-hander turn 3. On is there. Going down the no-name straight here. He is on the bumper. Gonna take a look on the inside, turn 5. Is he going to take it? No, but he's there. He gets the pass. And he is going to take the first of 2 heat races as he comes down the downhill to turn 7, across, down the main straight, and across the start-finish line. Your winner, heat race 1, is your points leader, Brett the Jet. On Gandy, Cox, Parmley, and Cottle, your top 5. And we're kid you not, man. It was fast. That was a fast first race. And there is the grid getting ready to go underway here. I believe Eric Hahn will be your pole setter to start this one off. He's going to cycle to the back. That will leave Nathan Henry. Actually, he's going to cycle to the back as well. So it looks like Mike Witt and the 99 of James Polsky will be starting on the front row here. So it is Witt, Polsky, Fleury, Payton, Rogers, Lewis, Payne, Henry, and then Eric Hahn. We are high above in race verse 1, airship. We'll check in with TC probably here in a little bit in chopper 1. Getting ready to go green. Bringing them down very slowly. Green flag in the air, and we are underway. Watch the wheel spin, boys. Looks like Witt's going to have slight nose ahead going into 1. Nope. No, it's going to be Polsky that's actually going to force the issue and bring it on through. Watch David Payton here. We know that he's an IndyCar pilot as well. Of course, IndyCar pilots typically are known for both being good on road courses and ovals. Not all of us, most of us. Jackson Lewis on the back end of Mike Witt. He's right there. He's going to pop out. Going to see D diving deep here on the braking. Has a position. Hits the curb. No. But he still has the... Oh! Maybe a little bit of a door check. Oh! Went around right in front of Fleury. I'm sure Witt did not want that. And that's going to probably start him deep in the field. That puts Lewis up to P3. Everybody had to check up there a little bit, so that allows Payton and Polsky to kind of break away a little bit. Getting ready to come around to complete halfway home here in the second of 2 heat races. Oh Nathan Henry. Looks like we're spinning out back there as there's a pass for the lead for David Payton. David Payton makes the pass, pulling away here. Again, these cars drive remarkably well on this type of surface, this type of configuration. Track, not one of the more technical road courses. I was talking to the boss man here at Raceverse, Matt Houston, kind of compare it to Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Most of the corners are pretty fast, flat out. Right here's one of them, of course, the main straight. The first two corners here, that kind of turn back in on itself, the big bend area, is probably the more technical area. From basically turn 2 to turn 4, you're kind of playing with the throttle, making sure you're in the right gear. Here's someone back there probably losing some positions. And then you're back hard on the power again, back down the straight. Then you go up the hill. Through the west bend and then through the downhill. So most of these are pretty high speed corners. Final lap here. We're getting to wrap up the second of 2. These are gone quick. Your winner, David Payton, Jackson Lewis, James Polsky, Tim Rogers, T-Bone, and Andrew Payne, your top 5 for the second of 2 heat races. All right, it's warm-up time. 5 minutes. About 26 cars or so tonight joining us. An interesting race for sure. Let's go ahead and get the camera on our points leader, and let's talk about the points. There he is. Here's the points situation. As you see, it's 30 points difference between Brett and Josh Cottle in P2. Just 6 more points to Andrew Payne, and that is your top 3 pretty tightly together there. Papanow back in P4, 55 behind. Tim Rogers with 1 win this season, P5, 65 behind. Not too far behind Rogers is Payton, 68 behind. Fleury in 7th spot, minus 81. Mike Witt, minus 114 behind. Seth Harrelson in P9, 144, and Chuck Darling in 10th with 160. Those not making the lineup tonight, we have Han here, of course. I see we have Cottle in the lineup. Andrew Payne, of course, in the lineup. Eric Papanow in the lineup. Tim Rogers in the lineup. David Payton in the lineup. Nick Fleury in the lineup. Mike Witt in the lineup. Seth Harrelson in the lineup. No Chuck Darling tonight, so we might have a change in the bottom portion of the top 10, depending on how that all plans out. Sean Hayes, Jackson Lewis, Dylan Canova, and Josh Kosick, also winners this year. The only one on that list that is in this race is Jackson Lewis. In that number 7 right there, BC right behind our leader, our points leader. So 5-minute warm-up here, not a lot of time. It gets you pretty much 2 to 4, or 2 to 3 high-speed laps, because of course you got to have the pit out. And it's about a minute to make a lap here, as you see by the times on the on your ticker there. Lewis with a 51.1, Andy with a 52 flat, Payne with the 52.8, Demeester with the 57.2, and basically 4 on back. They're probably, it sounds like it just looks like they're just kind of warming up. E1, 2, and 3 are probably more at speed. Let's get the points off here. And with a minute 44 left, let's bring up what's left of the schedule. That's it, folks. We started way back in March 24th to be exact, at South Boston, and now we've made it to June 16th, Lime Rock Park. We'll do 35 laps tonight, then we will take a week off and then go to Nashville Speedway for the finale, and we're going to crown a champion. 200 laps at the end of the month here, 2 weeks from tonight. Don't forget to join us here on Race First for full coverage of that event. Next week, I will be joining my broadcast partner, Matt Houston, at Daytona with the IndyCars at the road course. Join us next week with the Reddit IndyCar League, as we will be watching the IndyCars at the big track go left and right. Also later this week, join me tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, with the Reddit IndyCar League Daredevil Turbo Series, as they will go to Phoenix. That's going to be a really fun race with those cars on that track. So join me tomorrow night. That's all Race First coverage this week. Jackson Lewis there in the pits. There's Josh Cottle also in the pits. Seth Harrison also in the pits. Papanow, there's Papanow. He's going to be starting a little bit further back than he wants, but he can recover. 35 laps, long way to go. Really, sometimes the name of the game when it comes to road courses is surviving, and that is just keeping your car on the track and out of trouble. So this is it. We are going to go road course racing for real here now, folks. American Sim Racing Club going to go left and right tonight here at Lime Rock. I want to thank the good folks at Luke Oil and also Frito-Lay for sponsoring the Super Light Model Series and the league itself. Your points leader and title sponsor on the pole, so good visibility there for all your money makers. Red Hahn, your pole sitter. So Ton, Peyton, Gandy, Lewis, Cox, Polsky, Parmalee, Rogers, Cottle, Fleury, your top 10, Lemieux, Witt, Papanow, Payne, Demeester, Henry, Goot, Hahn, Harrelson. It will be, I think, the remainder of your field. I don't think Tanner's is going to grid up tonight. Not sure about Pruitt, Lothian, and Smith. We'll see as the standings shake themselves out here. If they actually do line up or not. Got a couple guys, looks like floating to the back. Here's TC high above infield here at Lime Rock Park, following these cars around. Ready to go green. coming through the west bend to the downhill portion of the track. Or again, it's pretty light there at the top, and then really squats hard down at the bottom of the hill. We'll keep it high above here to get a good view of everybody going through. Turn 1 and 2. We're getting ready to go green, and we are underway. Oh, Lewis around. Back underway. McPayne's going to take a look on the outside. And just pull that one off and move them up into 8th spot as they all go across the top of the hill. And getting a look at Cottle there. Cottle right behind Parmalee. A little bit of a gap up to Drew Cox. Cox getting a bit of a run on James Polsky. Deep braking area into turns 1 and 2 here. On Peyton Gandy, your top 3. On is broken away. He has about a 2.5 second lead already over P1. Or P2, excuse me. There you have it, 3 in the books. Actually, 3 getting ready to start 3. Hit your marks. Mike Polsky got a little squirrely there going through the downhill portion right at the top of the hill. They are racing very hard back behind. Here's Jackson Lewis. Have that spin on the first lap. Trying to make up ground. Oh, he fishtails it. Right in front of Cottle. Cottle, oh, Cox off the pace. Tim Rogers sporting a little damage. Oh, Fleury all of a sudden has a checkup big time as he's stuck behind Cox. You see Cox spins off there. Back underway. Take a move on pit road? No. Gonna stay out. He will assume the position right in front of the Easter. So Cox, unfortunately, has fallen quite a bit, down 11 spots. Your big mover is Andrew Payne, up 10. Here he is in P4 in the race first car. Red Hahn, 51.361, your purple lap. Getting very racy here in the back of the pack here, midway through the top 10. Polsky trying to defensively drive. Has to concede the positions. Okay, still a long way to go. I believe the window is open to make it to the distance if you want to pit now. Brett the Jet up 4 seconds already. Watch. Going to extend that lead up to now 4.5 seconds. Again, if you're just joining us, thanks for joining us tonight. You are watching the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series at their inaugural road course event at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. Currently just underway after 8 of 35 laps. Brett Hahn, the championship point leader, is the race leader, followed by David Payton, Andrew Payne, Skip Gandy, and Dan Parmalee. Heard the car rev as it hits the top of the crest there. That's where the cars are getting really light. Oh, got a little dust there. Someone had a run off there earlier. Might have been Seth Harrelson. Seth Harrelson's back there in P20. Back up to the front. Let's go through the field. On with a 6-second lead now over Andrew Payne. Andrew Payne has passed David Payton. There's David Payton. Skip Gandy has been remarkably consistent. Probably one of the more consistent drivers all night long, really. Not turned the wheel very wrong yet. There's Dan Parmalee right behind him in P5 after starting 7th. Josh Cottle up 3 spots after starting 9th. Jackson Lewis, bit of a struggle, down 3 after starting 4th. Tim Rogers reporting some damage, but he has managed to push where he's running where he started. Polsky down 4 spots as he is right there with Papanow. Papanow gets him for position. Nick Fleury back to 11th. Mike Witt in 12th. Nathan Henry back there as well in 13th down that group all together. Still going through the S's is Michael Lemieux. A little back there a little ways. Drew Cox right behind him. John DeMeester coming through the S's right now as well. Richard Pruitt popping the curbs there at the top of the hill. Trying to keep all 4 wheels pointing in the right direction. Again, popping the curves that they're there for. Eric Hahn, looks like we have an extended pit stop on him. Off to a bit of a rough day. Seth Harrelson. Oh, Drew Cox. See him off in the grass. almost an oh my gosh moment with Cox right in front of the leaders. He is now down a lap though. Top 14 with Mike Lemieux still on the lead lap. Andrew Payne, purple, 51.357. Up 12 spots. Making his way around Meester and Pruitt. He is only he's 6 seconds behind Hahn as Hahn continues to pull away just fractionally. Rapidly almost getting to the halfway mark here. This is your closest battle on the racetrack right here. Andy, Lewis, Cottle, Parmalee, and Rogers all right together. Couple winners from this season already in that gaggle of cars. Cottle, of course, with his 2 wins. Jackson with his 2 wins. Rogers with his win at Bristol. How the action pans out. Jackson Lewis to the inside there. Outside now of Cottle. He gets squirrely. Might have had some contact there. Managed to stay out of Cottle's side there and not spin them both. I'm sure he really wanted that position. 15 of 35. Both of them getting a little fishtaily right there at the same time in different spots. Cottle getting loosey-goosey as these tires now are starting to go away. When are we going to see the first round of pit stops go to the distance? Brett Hahn is your leader. Did a 52.423 last time by. Payne is faster than him at a 51.9 as he's cut it down to 5 seconds, 5.4 as a matter of fact. Back onto the main straight, gonna bypass the pits. Almost to the halfway point. Watching those cars get more and more loose on the back end as those drivers try to put the power down. Getting bigger in the picture is Andrew Payne. He is now right at the 5 second mark. Is Brett the Jet playing a game of, is he playing a game of dogfighting here, luring him into a trap? Or not? Now under 5 seconds. Payne to On coming up to John the Meester. An Ivan Stewart themed Toyota super late model. We just have a little bit of fratricide between Eric. Might have. Comes the leader. Eric was not. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I don't know. Actually, oh, the Meester goes wide up at the top of the hill there. Actually, I was in a truck race this week, and I got taken out by the leader. Oh, there is David Payton on pit road. I got taken out by the leader, and I got spun, and then I find out the next morning that I'm the one that got an EOL out of it. So, who knows? Sometimes you're the spinner, and sometimes you're the spinnee, but it doesn't really matter. However the stewards want to rule on it. So, hopefully, it's not going to be the case for anybody here. Brett Hahn's still on the racetrack, but you know what? Look, that little incursion has opened the door for Payne. Payne has knocked down the time to a second and a third. Does Hahn now want to pit and get fresh tires on as he is coming up to slower traffic? I would think at this point that he might want to hop in and get fresh rubber on, because he is not turning lap times in anywhere near than what he was before, as these tires are starting to wear off on him. Payne getting around Pruitt there. So Hahn last time by a 53.1, Payne a 52.6. Of 35. David Payton stopped at lap 18. Harrelson at lap 4. Eric Hahn at lap 8 and currently still in the pits after pitting at lap 5 is Nathan Goot. Oh, here a car behind. Oh, it is Nick Fleury. What happened to him? Oh, we just got the leader behind him. He's got some worn tires. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Yeah. Giving the leader room, and that's what happens. On with just now a second over Payne, as Payne has run him down. I would think that you want to take the pit stop now. You would want to take the pit stop now, and he might be trying to take it to 10 to go. A little higher view here between the two. They're kind of hidden behind the trees here. Oh, wow. Payne makes up major room, and he is on the bumper. He is right there. He is right there on Brett. He's going to look to the other side. Almost thought about maybe trying to get up under a little bit. Thought better of it. Coming down to the last corner, downhill on the main straight. What does Payne do? I think Payne is in the position that he really doesn't need to force the issue. His car is superior. It's run down Brett for more than 5 seconds back. So I don't think he needs to push the issue. He might just be able to wait for Brett to possibly make a mistake or eventually on his own pass him because it looks like that Payne is able to handle the used tires a little bit better than Brett right now. So we'll see. Top of the hill. Have not seen as many problems I thought we would see there tonight. This is the battle on the racetrack. This is where we are going to keep watching right now. It is basically it's your people in first and third in the point standings. Payne is there. Is Payne going to take a look going into one? No, he's not. Coming up to 10 to go next time by. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. If you're just joining us right now, you're watching the American Sim Racing Club by, oh, we got a Pruitt there off-roading, giving the leaders plenty of room to get by. This is the American Sim Racing Club's presented by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series at their next to last event of the season as we are at Lime Rock Park. This is race first coverage of the Lime Rock race. Of course, I'm Gary. As every week, I am joining you as you are watching from home on YouTube. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Mash the bell so you know when all the updates happen with Race First here with our iRacing coverage. Payne not pushing the issue, doing exactly what I thought he would do. He ran him down. He's not going to, obviously, was working better on used tires. There's no need to push the issue. Slides a little bit there, but he's still got the car under control. You ready to go uphill? Woo! Look at the squirreliness at the top of the hill there. Downhill into 7. On to the front straight. Rapidly counting down, ticking down these laps. A pit stop needs to happen. How long will these guys go? They are coming up to Witt and Polsky, which is P7 and P8. They would lapped up all the way through. Only the top 6 now are on the lead lap when they get by these two. Payne with the 51.357 is still the purple lap. Payne is also taking a look on the inside, going to these final group of corners, see if he can get a run. Now we have lap traffic that's going to play a role. Payne falls back a little bit this time. Closes that distance right back up. So only 5 cars have pitted so far. Getting around Polsky. Here we go for the lead, taking a look on the inside, going into 1. No, not going to be able to make the move this time. Oh, he drives a little bit deeper in, able to maintain his momentum going in through 1 and 2. He's right there. Now in front of Brett is Eric. We have another incident that happened before where he got into the back of Eric. Can't see. There we go. They get around Eric. Top of the hill. Being squirrely. I mean, the 6 to go. This time by. Kane showing a great deal of patience. There's Cox moving over. He's in P13. 6 laps to go. Cox going off track a little bit. Easy, easy, easy. Back underway. Let's go through the field real quick. Oh, here we go. We gotta have a battle for the lead. He's on the inside going to the top of the hill as they kind of almost bang doors. Now they bang doors. Brett got a little squirrely there, almost shut the door on him, coming down to turn 7. Now down the front straight. Is he going to pop out? Is he going to pop out? He is there, he is there, he is there. He's got the brakes, under braking, you see the smoke. He pushes Brett off into the, actually I don't think he pushes Brett off into the grass, but Brett rolls off into the grass, and that's going to allow Andrew Payne to pull away. 5 laps to go. Again, do we stop? I'm sure we have to stop. At least that's what I was told. My calculator told me that too, but I am not the definitive road course guy, so he could have been saving gas for all I know. And now he starts to pull away. He is up by 3 seconds over the Jet. Andrew Payne been close all season long, trying to put that 93 race first car into victory lane for the first time this year. Got him about Nathan Henry. Oh, John DeMeester. He hit the inside wall there pretty hard. Tim Rogers, as we were trying to cut to him, he is, T-Bone here is sitting in P3, a very quiet P3, reporting some damage, but he's worked his way up through the field. And he has about 4 seconds over Daniel Parmalee. Payne 3 to go, going through the S's, getting ready to hit the backstretch before going back uphill. Has an inside run on Pruitt, pops the corner, makes his way around, holds on, maintains the position. Going to the downhill portion through 6 and 7. Back onto the Sam Posey straight. Two to go. Let's try to go through the field real quick, get a good look at everybody, see where they're at. There's Payne P1, Brett Hahn still P2, as he has Pruitt right in front of him. Tim Rogers, a little bit ways back from Hahn, but looks like he has a pretty solid hold on P3, the last spot on the podium. Here's Parmalee. Right behind him, there's Papanow. Got a fairly clean car, all things considered. Skip Gandy, his teammate, right there. He's looking clean, looking sharp. Mike Witt, up in the corner there, going to the downhill portion. Gaines Polsky, and his first start, I believe, in the league. Welcome. going uphill. Nick Fleury, not quite the success from last night, but looking like another top 10. Those all certainly add up. Currently P9. Oh! Eric Hahn, big hit going off to the inside. David Payton, he was amongst the leaders early on. Now he's kind of struggling. P10, Michael Lemieux, P11, Nathan Henry. Surrounded by all sorts of cars right there at the moment. Drew Cox, spinning at the top of the hill. There is your winner, Andrew Payne. Takes the checkered flag. Up the hill. As it was fast and furious tonight. Here he is, your winner tonight, your first time winner on the road course here in the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Series. Let's get a look at the final results. Andrew Payne, your winner with a no-stop strategy over Brett Hahn and Tim Rogers. That is your podium. Daniel Parmalee, Skip Gandy ran out your top 5. Eric Papineau, Mike Witt, James Polsky, Nick Fleury, and David Payton your top 10. Michael Lemieux, Nathan Henry, Drew Cox, John Nemeester, and Seth Harrelson your top 15. Richard Pruitt, Eric Hahn, Jackson Lewis, Josh Cottle, Nathan Goot round out your top 20, and of course Tanner, Blake, and Ryan did not grid or take the green flag tonight. So 20 cars tonight at Lime Rock. Andrew Payne wins the race, manages 13 spot improvements, and has the purple lap at a 51.357. So let's take a second here, and let's see if we can bring in Mr. Tim Rogers. Let's bring him on down here.
User was moved to your channel.
Tim Rogers, you are closing out the season on a pretty high note, a win and another podium. How is the T-Bone stop unless they absolutely had to? Those closing laps had to be pretty treacherous, especially coming up the hill right there on the back portion of the course where the car wanted to get really loose at the crest. Was it a handful as much as I'm thinking it probably was there at the end?
Oh my god, yeah. Not just on the hill. I mean, the hill was the most treacherous part, but those closing laps, just a little too much throttle, you'd be going around. And I mean, gosh, I almost went around a couple times. I'm like, I had to tell myself, just, you're in third, you got a good gap behind you, just close it, just back down and just ride it home. Don't be pushing or you'll spin out and lose it.
I'm assuming that I think that this event went off pretty well, so probably whatever Season 2 schedule is probably going to have another road course on it. Would you probably say maybe make the road course race a little bit longer where you can have some type of pit strategy involved without everyone just staying out, or is it preferred for everyone to stay out on old tires that old?
I think some strategy would do these road races well, because I mean, as fun as it is just to see who can ride it out and save their tires the best, I think throwing a little strategy in there will put another factor in there and hopefully spice some things up. Because good on congratulations to Andrew. He's wicked good at uh, road road racing, and props to him for coming from the back and getting up there and winning the thing. But I mean, just some strategy would be nice to throw his day off a little bit, just for a guy like me.
I understand. I hear you. All things considered, though, great race. You're closing out the season on an extremely high note with two podiums in the last three races. Week off, everyone gets some rest, and then off to the fairgrounds at Nashville. You're in the top 10. You're probably not mathematically possible for the championship, but definitely some positions are still yet to be gained. Your outlook and thoughts of this off week and then going to Nashville to wrap up this first season of the American Sim Racing Club's Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series inaugural season.
Yeah, the off week will be nice just to take a break and get some practice laps in for Nashville. But I can't believe we're already at Nashville, man. I mean, it's been a blast. It just feels like yesterday when me and the other admins were putting the schedule together and getting all the promotional material ready. I can't believe we're already at the end, and I think it's been a really great season for us.
Well, before we let you go, sponsors and shout outs. Anybody want to say hi to?
I just want to thank RogersCars.com for coming out and sponsoring the super late model this week. They'll be on my car for some other races and some other series, the Xfinity series and the Dirt Late Model series. I want to thank all the admins for always putting on a great show and making sure everything's fair. And I want to thank Pepsi, Luke Oil, Frito Lay for coming on and funding us and give giving us some backing so we can have some awesome broadcasts. And I just want to shout out Andrew for winning the race.
All right, well, there you have it. P3 tonight on the podium. Two podiums in the last three races. We get a week off going to Nashville, so T-Bone is going to end the season on a high note, it looks like, all things considered. So one more to go. Congrats, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Take care, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's see. We bring in the Jet here.
User was moved to your channel.
Brett, my man, you got mission accomplished. You're talking to me yet again, but it looks like you just kind of ran out of time and laps as Andrew just kind of ran you down. How spent are you now, and how spent are those tires after this race?
Oh yeah, Gary, I got held up a few times with some lappers, and that was able for Andrew to really make up some huge ground on me when I had to check up for those guys, and a bit of a bummer there. And then the race for the lead there, he tapped me going over the hill once, and I was able to save it luckily. And then going into one, I felt like I gave him plenty enough room, and Andrew decided he wanted the whole racing groove.
Yeah, we saw that. I wasn't sure if we just ran out of room or there was contact there. The one piece of contact that I did see that I wanted to talk to you about is you don't see it very often is family on family. I know you ran into Eric at one point there. I'm guessing that you guys aren't in communication during the race. Otherwise, that probably wouldn't have been an issue. But did you just kind of sneak up on him and he wasn't paying attention, or what was going on there?
Yeah, I think he said he got junked by some guy, so he was out there limping a kind of wounded race car. And I was going to go pass him to the outside down the straightaway since the next turn was a right-hander, and he was trying to move out my way. So we kind of met in the middle there, which was a bummer. I don't know if that gave me any damage because it was a pretty good lick, but yeah, it was a bummer to clobber the dad tonight. That's for sure.
Well, I don't see a lot of. I don't recall seeing very much damage from that one, but you don't see it very often, but yeah, unfortunately, it does happen. So we don't like fratricide, but sometimes it does occur with our teammate and our family.
Oh,
With that said, you are still the championship points leader. Really, only one person made some hay on you in this particular event, and that's Andrew. I believe at least two of you, maybe as many three of you, will be in contention come a championship Wednesday here in 2 weeks at Nashville. We're not going to count any chickens. We're not going to give you any crowns quite yet, but your thoughts here as we go into an off week and then one more week before Championship Wednesday, where you might have a shot to bring home the title for the inaugural American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model season.
yeah, Gary. Just keep talking to you, like I love to say. Just keep up the consistent runs. Now that I'm finally back talking with you, and hopefully keep up the streak, and maybe I can maybe double down on Nashville and pick up the win as well, which would be awesome.
That'll be one way to end the season on an exclamation point. Just go ahead and lead the most laps, have the fastest lap, sit on the pole, and win the race, do the Grand Slam, and walk out of there and say, championship, drop the mic, and see you next season. So, uh, but congrats on P2 tonight. All things considered, could have been a whole lot worse, but P2, is a pretty good night. So I'd say I'd take it and move on. So congrats there, and we will see you in 2 weeks. But please have yourself a nice and restful off week.
All right, we'll do, Gary. And yep, thanks again to all the fans, you, Gary, admins, and just everyone out here watching. And of course, the league sponsors: Luke Oil, Frito Lay's, PepsiCo now, and hopefully see everyone again. Talk to everyone in 2 weeks here at Nashville.
See, I don't have to prompt you for shouts and sponsors. You've been here so many times. I just say, wrap it up, and then all of a sudden he's like, boom, I know what to do here. I've been here so many times. So this is how we work together now so well.
Nice nice smooth interview, except for me here at the end. So
all right, well we'll let you get your rest here after a stressful night. But congrats on P2, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
all right, thanks, Gary.
User was moved out of your channel.
And finally, let's get Mr. Payne here in the Raceverse sponsored car. We play no favorites here, but come on, Raceverse.
User was moved to your channel.
You finally got one, man. You finally got one. You've been hanging around all season long, been in contention in a number of races all season long. You made up 13 spots. You had the purple lap of the race. You ran down the leader from 6+ seconds behind. All things considered, unless you had some incident where you just destroyed your car, this was kind of your race to lose, and you did not do that.
Yeah, I made it really difficult on myself with the heat race incident and stuff like that, and starting kind of farther in the back. And, I got really lucky through the first couple turns on the first lap with that incident and kind of just being able to skate by it without any damage. And, it's hard to pass on this track. And, these guys were all racing hard, and, it's really tough to pass. And the only real passing zones are into kind of long braking corners, and you don't want to hit anyone when you pass them and all that stuff. And then just kind of worked my way up, and then was catching Brett. We kept catching lap traffic, and I feel like he got some of the worst end of the deal when it came to trying to pass some of the lap cars than I did. And, we started racing with each other and got to him up the hill. And I don't know if I got into the back of him, but I know he got loose, and I gave him time to save it. And then the next trip around, kind of got to the inside right before the hill. And then we got close, and I kind of felt like I didn't have a ton of room. I have to go back and look at it before I can make a full judgment call on that. And then down the front stretch, I felt like the door was open. How I got raced, I kind of sent it on the inside, and I was braking as hard as I could, and it was either brake like that or walk him up and take us both out. And I kind of chose the latter of the two, and I didn't want to try to win like that, but I felt like my hand was forced at some points. But it's nice to finally get a win. Unfortunately, it's not on an oval, which kind of sucks because this is the only road course. But I'll take it.
Well, the good news is you have an off week, and then you have one more week where you guys will then go to Nashville for 200 laps there to wrap up the season. Um, I believe that you might be in the top 3 or 4. I'm not sure if mathematically you're going to be in contention, but depending on how you're the only one that really made points up on Brett in this particular race, so you still might be in contention for the championship on Championship Wednesday here in 2 weeks. So you do have a shot there to get that oval win and become the only guy in the schedule that has an oval and a road course win. With that said, your thoughts on how well these cars manage this road course? I mean, you would think that these cars would not manage road courses very well, and they surprisingly handle. And keep in mind, yes, the tires do go away, and we expect that to happen with cars these big, but these cars remarkably handled the road course pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I started testing for this race how well the cars handled and could make some of the corners that a little faster than I would even think. But I mean, the downforce definitely helps on that. The turn up the hill was a lot faster than I think most of us would have thought. But like you were saying, tires do go, and surprisingly didn't wear as much as I would think. The left rear had a little bit of a struggle, but no surprise when you're making pretty much only right-handers throughout the night, and we're loose off. But the cars handled exceptionally better than I would have expected.
I was talking with Tim for his podium finish, and we were saying that maybe next time, maybe go a little bit longer to at least force the hand on a pit stop to maybe throw some more strategy in there. Would you agree to that as well, as maybe next time do this to maybe make it a little bit longer, or change the fuel limits where you actually have to stop and maybe have to play some strategy on a road course? Because I mean, you don't see very many. I can't think of very many road course races at all where I've broadcasted one where it was a PM18 race where the guy at Road America went 20 laps and never had to stop, and as he crossed the start finish line, he ran out of gas. But that he was using strategy to get to that level. I don't think you guys are going to run into any instances where you guys are going to run out of gas or something, but you think maybe next time you do run road courses that maybe you would throw some either more laps or some criteria to maybe a lighter fuel load or something that will allow you to maybe play some more strategy.
In some ways, yeah, because it would be nice to kind of make it so there's not one, two, three of us that are just kind of gone from the rest of the field and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a little biased because I liked being able to not have to pit and I could just run my race. But I mean, the race was strategic in its own way with having two saved tires and not definitely not go out and just burn them up early and stuff like that. But it would be nice to have a little bit of fuel strategy tossed in there, just because I know some guys can run that better, can save gas better than the guys running up front. And it would, you know, I think for the rest of the guys, it would be nice to not have us all spread out. And I know it was nice to have some racing going on, but if I was stuck in the back somewhere, kind of by myself, it would be kind of boring. So I know some sort of strategy with fuel where we're forced to pit would have been nice.
So all in all, a pretty good experiment with the super late models on the road course that probably will see this happen again. So all in all, that you'll probably see this happen again on the super late models on the road course. Pretty good experiment.
I'm not entirely sure what next season is gonna look like. I know tonight did go well, so I could potentially see this going again on the schedule, or a different road course, but I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll have to have a discussion about that after this, but I liked it, but I might be a little bit biased when I say that.
Well, there you have it. Before we let you go, shout outs and sponsors. Anybody you want to say hi to while they're watching and listening to the stream?
First off, I'd like to thank Luke Oil and Frito Lay for coming on and sponsoring the series, and I'd like to thank PepsiCo for coming out too and helping support the series that we have. You guys at Race First for sponsoring the car for the season, Home Metal Fab, V&H Fresh, QuickTime. Want to thank all the other admins and stuff like that. It's fun to put on a show like this, and the racing's been really good. And thank my mom and dad and my grandparents, and thank you, Gary, for coming out and broadcasting the series for the last 12 weeks.
Oh, no problem. Tonight was entertaining. We knew that there was going to be only local yellows and that you guys would be going the whole time. So I'm like, there was plenty of action to watch, actually, even with the field pretty spread out. So it was entertaining. I hope everyone at home enjoyed it as well. So congrats. First win of the season, penultimate race of the season. So we're going off to an off week next week. Then wrapping it up at Nashville. I believe you'll still probably be mathematically in contention. So all things considered, I think a good reason to hold your head high coming out of this race and going on to Nashville. So congrats, and we will see you in 2.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
I like to say all things considered a lot. So I don't know why. I like to consider things. So there you go. Your first win of the season for Andrew Payne here on the road course at Lime Rock. Your podium again, Andrew Payne, Brett Hahn, and Tim Rogers. Your top 5 is Daniel Parmalee and Skip Gandy. Top 10, Eric Papinel, Mike Witt, James Polsky, Nick Fleury, and David Payton. Moving on, we have your top 15 is Michael Lemieux, Nathan Henry, Drew Cox, John the Meester, and Seth Harrelson. Richard Pruitt, Eric Hahn, Jackson Lewis, Josh Cottle, Nathan and Goot. There are your top 20, and that rounds out the field. A bad day for Josh Cottle there. One of the contenders for the championship. That's probably going to hurt him. It might be the death nail, but you know what? He's had a heck of a season, and there should be no reason to say that this is a bad thing. Not everyone can run the road courses. I'm not a good road course guy, so I understand and I feel his frustration if he's having some frustration tonight. So thankfully we all can take a week off, recover, and then go to Nashville at the fairgrounds, not the Super Speedway, but the fairgrounds. Here in 2 weeks, where we'll do 200 laps for Championship Wednesday as we close out the inaugural season of the American Sim Racing Club and their Super Late Model Series, Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. And that's it, folks. Again, thank you for watching Race First coverage of the American Sim Racing Club's event here at Lime Rock Park, where your winner is Andrew Payne in the Race First car. I'm Gary Gazzo, telling you to make sure you like, share, and subscribe Raceverse here on YouTube, as well as follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. If you like hear what you see with the American Sim Racing Club, make sure you search them out on iRacing and apply to join their league, and you can be a member of their series here when they take to the track next, either in Nashville or next season, whatever that might be. So thanks for watching, everybody. You have yourself a great week. We will see you in 2 for Championship Wednesday, as we are going to crown a champion in the American Sim Racing Club's Super Late Model Series. Good night.